This is the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast. Hayes Realty is a team of former Big Five banking foreclosure specialists committed to helping homeowners win in the real estate market. Their knowledge of the foreclosure banking industry, combined with their deep understanding of the Southern California real estate market, have enabled them to meet the needs of many homeowners facing foreclosure. Here's the host of your show, Emmett Hayes.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is Emmett Hayes. Thanks for tuning in. I want to do a follow-up this week on a previous episode. The episode that I'm talking about is, do I pull equity out? So I had multiple listeners reach out to me and they wanted me to kind of expand on the fact of pulling money out of their primary residence. What is the big deal about it? I want to reiterate that you have to understand what pulling equity out of your property means. First of all, pulling equity out means, let's just say you owe $200,000, but your house is worth $300,000. So you have $100,000 in equity. Now you can do a refinance cash out and pull money out of your home to use as a down payment on it, to make another purchase on an investment property, or to buy outright cash another property. But you have to understand that when you pull that equity out, number one, your mortgage payments go up. Are you ready for that? And number two, now your property not worth as much because you owe more now. You have to look at the good and the bad on pulling equity out first and foremost. But that's what it means to pull equity out. So that's why I caution people on using their primary residence as collateral to have a down payment to purchase another property. I mean, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're pulling the equity out of your home, your primary residence where you lay your head at, and then you're using that money to buy another property with the hope that you can rent it out and that rent is going to cover the additional increase on your mortgage that you have now due to pulling the equity out. And as long as you're getting a good deal, it'll probably work out and you'll probably cash flow, be making some money and be able to put it in your pocket. But the reason why I caution people is because that's when everything's going good. You have to think worst case scenario sometimes. What happens if the market crashes, your tenants lose their job, and then you have to evict them? But guess what? The market's crashed. Everybody's lost their job. So now you either have to reduce the rent or you're not going to be able to find a qualified tenant to rent it out and it sits vacant. So that means you have to be prepared to pay that additional mortgage that you've acquired from buying that new property, along with the additional increase on your primary mortgage that you use to pull equity out. That's when things start getting tough. When it's all good, it's all good. I got the tenant in there, it's paying the mortgage. I got overage to pay the additional increase that I created by pulling the equity out. It's all good when it's all good. But then what happened when it's all bad? Tenants can't pay the rent. And maybe it's something comes where, you can't evict them. So now they're just sitting up in there, not paying no rent. You can't evict. You got a mortgage on your primary, and then you got a mortgage on your investment property. You're paying both. Ooh, that starts to add up quick. So what happens? You start missing mortgage payments. then you get behind on your investment property mortgage. And now here is a quick word from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee.
Order your bag of EH3 coffee at eh3coffee.com, or you can find us at walmart.com.
This is Dr. Jarrett Patton. You are listening to the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast.
But that's going to trickle down to your primary, because you was also using the rent to pay the additional increase on your primary. But now that's not coming in. So now you got to pay that out your pocket on your primary, the additional, plus your investment property that your tenants hold up in and not paying rent on. You got to pay the mortgage on that. And then you have to start making crucial decisions. That's the main reason why I caution people on pulling equity out of their primary residence. Now, if you have the money and you're making enough money from your normal job or your normal business, and you're making enough to cover both mortgages easily for an extended period of time when things go wrong, then it makes sense. But I'm talking about the ones that are just trying to build their portfolio, so they're doing whatever it takes to buy another property, may not be prepared. You don't want to get caught up and have your primary residence on the line with the potential to lose it. Not where you lay your head at, not where your family lay their head at. No, you got to keep that. I had a cousin tell me years ago from Mississippi, old Jackson. I was a young investor and I was a little eager to try to see if he wanted to make something happen. And I told him, hey, why don't you just pull some equity out your primary residence? He said, I don't play with where I lay my head at. No. That always stuck with me. Made complete sense. Had to respect it. I can recall one time I purchased an investment property early on in my 20s. It was a house in San Antonio. I was living in LA, had bought my primary in Lawndale. Then I said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get an investment property, bought one in San Antonio. And I was buying it just because I wanted to try to build the portfolio up. I wasn't necessarily making the right decision. It wasn't necessarily the right time to buy. But I'm figuring, hey, you got to start sometime. Why not now? Started renting out the property. Had multiple properties after that. Started renting out. Then the market crashed. I could not pay all those mortgages. It wasn't even close. Because I wasn't prepared. I was buying for the wrong reason. I don't want people to get caught up in that. Don't buy if you can't afford to pay it when times are bad. And that is the main reason why I caution people to not put their primary residence as collateral to purchase another property. Don't pull equity out. Don't do it. You're better off stacking up your money, putting the down payment down on the investment property. And then once you get that investment property rented out, things rolling, you build equity in that investment property, then you pull equity out of that investment property as long as your rent is still covering the mortgage. And then you use that money to buy another investment property. But don't play with your primary. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You want to reach out to me, you can hit me at E. Hayes Realty on Facebook, or you can hit me up at Hayes Realty 100 on IG. Till next time, we'll holla at everybody. Take care. Do you need any help with any real estate needs? Maybe you need to sell a home, or maybe you're looking to buy a home, or maybe you're going through foreclosure and need help in navigating through that. Reach out to Hayes Realty for all things real estate. Give us a call at 1-800-217-0034. We got you.